extended permutation. We're not going for this argument. There's no offense on this field. The only thing that they say is that we must see ourselves as being sacrificed. Well, if it's true that you should be seeing yourselves as being sacrificed, and you should be sacrificing an ab battle, because all these arguments about how we should be seeing ourselves as being sacrificed is already not even when it comes to black body. That's all one of our arguments about things like Trayvon Martin. At least that Trayvon Martin's death was already something that was already expunged, was already fungible, made to the world. Will win that your strategy of sacrificing yourself is a right strategy, but since it is a right strategy, sacrifice your valid. Case flow. They make those arguments that just because your evidence says human doesn't mean that you're talking about universal subjectivity of human. One of our arguments is exactly what whiteness always tries to do. Exactly what whiteness always tries to do. It tries to always incorporate our type of criticism just to deflect the criticism of larger species itself. You should be skeptical of the evidence. You should read the urban evidence. The urban evidence talks about how we look to the other side of the human experience. Well, it's exactly what we're questioning. What is the human experience? The human experience always coming at the cost of the black body that talk about pieces of books and everything, that they're breaking down the restriction. But again, this is breaking down the restrictions exactly. The argument that one of ours talking about is heard of how this is always a flinch to civil society, that you are not looking to break down the law itself or destroy the law itself. Rather, you're looking to just remove some restriction that allows people to sacrifice themselves. But this already perfects the notion of slavery, perfects civil society, because it assumes that just one simple reform can disrupt the whole system itself. When this is not true, because the paradigm is larger than just that little law. The paradigm is the notion of human subjectivity altogether, which is something that we should be breaking down as long as you're willing to risk relate to human experiences, and how the evidence is something that prioritizes this. It means that they will be losing. Our alternative is talking about how we should be burning this down, how the Haitian Revolution was a good example of how the Haitians said that, listen, we cannot look back, rather we have to set the future new by burning everything down, by burning this, because the whole world itself was set against the step where we're saying that it's not just about restricting this one law, but it's about burning down the whole civil society. As we know, now listen, the blood sacrifice is not only just look at Trayvon Martin, his death and blood was made fungible for the whole world to see that suffering was fungible, for the whole world to understand that the paradigm of the world is always going to be set upon the destruction of black messages. There's dropping of bullshit evidence, and the one that the sort of 20 about how humanity always has a repetition compulsion to inflict violence upon the black body, and without repetition compulsion, humans would not know themselves within the realms of humanity, within the realms of humanity. The strategy, when they try to deflect all arguments on humanism, this is just another strategy of morphing around advocacies, and morphing around morphing the world to incorporate blackness under erasure. It's a strategy that is not new to blacks. It's called interest conversion. That was the whole civil rights movement. If you want to stop applying black revolution, then this is what you're going to be doing. Extend our drop the anti-evidence. This is exactly what whiteness will always try to do. Always trying to morph itself into a new type of strategy, or appear to be something new, but always the disavowal of the paradigm itself. There ain't all the arguments about how the hard modernity, the subject-object paradigm, but they never take a definitive stance on what allows for the subject to exist in the first place. Only our Woods evidence and our Woods evidence is making this clear distinction that what allows for humanity to exist in the first place is the anti-black bonds. The fetish object of humanity is always going to be the black body. Now again, they make these arguments about whoever wants to be sacrificed. But again, the judge is dropping the non-belief that black people are already being sacrificed. This means that this is a white strategy, because only white people can choose whether or not they want to be sacrificed. The black body is always open to be vulnerable to the winds of the world. Also, Kate made proper. Listen, the foreigners are dropping the $1 evidence about the weed, the $1 bill evidence about using the notion of weed. It's not just the fact that you may use the notion of weed in any of your texts, but it's the fact that all of your advocacy talks about our existence, and our existence relates to the world. But whose existence are you talking about? It's only talking about the universal subject's existence in the context of how it accumulates objects. But our argument is that using these types of notions of universal humanity police the ability for us to actually theorize about the positionality of blackness, because it assumes that we all have bodies, when in reality black body has been absolutely destroyed as a site of absolute dereliction, because the Middle Passage destroyed the metaphysical ontology for Africans. You can be related back to Africa, the Indo culture, because the Middle Passage made the African into a Negro. It's actually arguing that we're saying that we should use this site of negativity. We should use the site of absolute negativity, because it is necessarily something that has no mapness. And our argument that the 1AC never questions the mapness of the world. The mapness never questions the capacity for both the cartographic coherence and the thing itself, which secures subjectivity for both the settler and embrace for a settler and human subjectivity writ large. Only our alternative, which is to embrace the side of absolute dereliction of the black body, to embrace the side of always of absolute negativity. So it's the only thing that's capable of breaking down these larger structures of human subjectivity writ large. All they're doing is trying to break down how we accumulate energy, but it never questions the way in which humanity's energy is always accumulating in black bodies. It's the whole prison industrial complex argument, which is something that listen, the whole scholarship, the one they see papers over, all the one they see is concerned about is our relationship to energy, but never how anti-black energy itself is harnessed. They are inorgasmic in the face of the black, it's nothing more than an impotent orgy, or nothing more than a multicultural orgy, which is an example of the arguments I was making in the 20s about how slavery itself is the first multicultural project, and that if we don't ever challenge what allows for these fetishizations to exist, all the orgy is going to do is just allow for more accumulation of black flesh and more repetition compulsion. We already win that there's a risk that their strategy is for white people, because only white people have a choice whether or not they can be sacrificed. This is harmful. It totally, obfuscates the racial reality that we live in.